the European Union's defense ministers' informal meeting is taking place here in Athens. Of course, under the shadow of what is happening right now in Ukraine. But our main issue today has to do with the security of European citizens and of whatever has to do with peace-making policies and operations in order to enhance stability and peace not only in our region but in the whole world. As far as the results and the outcome of this meeting, we're going to have the opportunity to talk about it tomorrow. Thank you very much and enjoy your hospitality. Yes.
Are you concerned about the situation in Ukraine?
It is obvious that we are very much concerned with what is happening in Ukraine. We are in an open line with the Ministers of Foreign Affairs who are meeting right now in Brussels. And I believe that the mission that is sent there will come back with, let's hope, and let's try for it with positive news. Thank you very much and see you later. Sorry?
Are you hoping to send more soldiers to Central Africa?
We haven't sent any soldiers to Africa so far, but we have provided with our support, technical support and infrastructure in Larissa, and the Minister of Defense of France is going to visit the place tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you.
What was really classical Greece.
I'm accompanied today by the Deputy Secretary General, Mr. Popovsky, the Chairman of the European Union Military Committee, General de Rousier, and the Chief Executive of the European Defence Agency, Mrs. Arnoux. But before I brief you on the outcome of the meeting of the European Union Ministers of Defence, I would like to start by expressing my gratitude to the staff of the Hellenic Presidency and of the Hellenic Ministry of National Defence for their remarkable organization of this ministerial meeting. I chaired this meeting on behalf of the High Representative Lady Ashton, who, as you know, yesterday met with the European Union Ministers of Foreign Affairs to discuss the situation in Ukraine. But I will come back later to that. I would say there are three important points from this meeting. First of all, on the follow-up to the European Council. We started our meeting yesterday focusing on the outcomes of the European Council of December 2013 in the presence of the NATO Secretary General Anders Rasmussen. It was the first occasion for the Ministers of Defence to discuss the results of the December meeting. And now, a few points on that. Ministers assess positively the outcome of the European Council. They are satisfied, they are really very pleased with the results achieved. There is awareness that this is an ambitious agenda and that a lot of work is ahead in the next few months to implement the conclusions. My colleagues wish to remain involved and are committed to this agenda. Among the specific issues raised, I would highlight the importance of maritime security, an issue that is also very high on the agenda of the Greek presidency. It is also very important to continue work on the comparative capability projects agreed in December and where the European Defence Agency plays a dominant, a key role. Air-to-air refuelling, remotely piloted aircraft, satellite communications, and cyber. What is at stake is the capabilities of European countries. This is also important as we prepare for the NATO Wales Summit in September. The second highlight of the meeting was the discussion on the Central African Republic. As you know, the European Union is launching an operation in Bangui to protect the civilian population and support the African Union operation there. This operation will be commanded from its operational headquarters in Larissa. We were briefed by the operation commander and also by the Under-Secretary General for Peacekeeping Operation, Mr. Lansou, on the plans of the United Nations. The ministers are clearly very concerned about the situation in the Central African Republic. Fourth generation is proceeding, and we hope to have the first elements on the ground in early March. I also recall the strong plea by the United Nations Secretary General in New York yesterday to the Security Council and international community at large. With this new operation, and that is my third point, the European Union will be conducting very soon 5 military operations. We were briefed by the commanders on the ongoing military preparations and operations. A few words on each of these issues. Atalanta, our counter-piracy operation, has been and remains successful and efficient. But there is no time for complacency. As Admiral Taran told us, the business model of the pirates has been fractured, but it has not been broken. I take this occasion to remind you that the European Union is chairing this year the contact group on piracy of the coast of Somalia. Still in the Horn of Africa, the European Union mission in Somalia has now moved entirely into Mogadishu. We were briefed by the new commander, General Midziardi, who announced that training will start in the Al Jazeera camp in Mogadishu the day after tomorrow. The European Union has now over 100 military staff present in Mogadishu, which obviously also requires very close attention to the security situation. On Mali, the first mandate of European Union training mission is coming to an end. In a few weeks' time, we will have trained over 3,000 Malian soldiers. In the second mandate, we will train 3,000 more and also accompany the reform of the Malian army. Finally, we also discussed Operation Althea in Bosnia-Herzegovina. The force commander briefed us on the unrest there over the last weeks, but was also able to report good progress on ammunition disposal. In conclusion, all this demonstrates a dynamic common security and defense policy agenda and a confirmation of the increasing role of the Union as a security provider. The follow-up to the European Council with a new discussion at the highest level is planned for June 2015. 4 ongoing operations that continue to deliver against their mandate. The launch of a new operation in the Central African Republic. Finally, Ukraine, as you know, was not on the agenda, but we followed closely both the events on the ground and the meeting of Foreign Affairs in Brussels. Some of our colleagues, some defense ministers, referred to the need for the Ukrainian armed forces not to intervene. That was also a clear message from the conclusions adopted by the Council yesterday. Thank you very much.
Από τη δημόσια τηλεόραση, κάποιες τελευταίες πληροφορίες κάνουν λόγο για σχέδιο συμφωνίας μεταξύ της Ουκρανικής ηγεσίας και της αντιπολίτευσης. Σε περίπτωση ωστόσο που τα πράγματα δεν εξελιχθούν ομαλά, υπάρχει κάποια σκέψη, κάποιο ενδεχόμενο για την αποστολή ειρηνευτικής δύναμης είτε της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης είτε του ΝΑΤΟ στην Ουκρανία?
Το τι θα γίνει θα αποφασιστεί στις Βρυξέλλες. Όπως ξέρετε, είναι σε εξέλιξη το Συμβούλιο Υπουργών Εξωτερικών και η αποστολή που η κυρία Άστον έστειλε στην Ουκρανία. Πέραν αυτό θα ήθελα να πω, αν και δεν ήταν, όπως είπα πρωτήτερα στην ατζέντα της συνάντησής μας εδώ, ότι τα δραματικά γεγονότα στην Ουκρανία κλιμακώνονται και οδηγούν σε εξελίξεις εκτός ελέγχου. Τα θύματα, όπως καθημερινά ή μάλλον κάθε ώρα διαπιστώνουμε, αυξάνονται και η κατάσταση τελικά είναι πολύ πιο περίπλοκη από ό,τι φαινόταν αρχικά. Καταστάσεις που η Ευρώπη έχει βιώσει με δραματικό τρόπο στο παρελθόν και βέβαια δεν πρέπει να ξαναζήσει. Για το σκοπό αυτό είναι αναγκαίο όσο ποτέ να είμαστε παρόντες και να στηρίξουμε τις προσπάθειες που καταβάλλονται και που μπορούν να εγγυηθούν την δημοκρατική τάξη, την κοινωνική ηρεμία και την πρόοδο της Ουκρανίας. Με απομόνωση των εξτρεμιστών και μέσα από το διάλογο, τον σεβασμό των ανθρωπίνων δικαιωμάτων αλλά και της αντίθετης άποψης. Των βασικών δηλαδή αξιών του ευρωπαϊκού πολιτισμού. Συγχρόνως δεν μπορούμε να παραγνωρίσουμε βέβαια τις ιστορικές ιδιαιτερότητες και τις εύλογες ανησυχίες για τις γεωπολιτικές ισορροπίες. Απαιτείται αυτές τις ώρες σύνεση, ωριμότητα και διορατικότητα. Όπως επεσήμανε πριν από λίγο και ο Πρωθυπουργός της Ελλάδος, Αντώνης Σαμαράς, μετά τη σημερινή συνάντησή του με τον Γενικό Γραμματέα του ΝΑΤΟ, τον κύριο Ρασμούσεν, θέλουμε σταθερότητα και ασφάλεια. Σημειώνοντας ωστόσο ότι και οι συνθήκες είναι δύσκολες. Ενώ από την άλλη πλευρά, όπως γνωρίζετε, ο κύριος Ρασμούσεν τόνισε ότι η κυβέρνηση της Ουκρανίας έχει ευθύνη να διασφαλίσει ότι δεν θα εμπλακεί ο στρατός. Η Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση τα όργανα και οι θεσμοί της μπορούν και πρέπει να αποτελέσουν τον εγγυητή για να ξεπεραστεί αυτή η κρίση. Χτες η κυρία Άστον δήλωσε ότι η βία δεν είναι αποδεκτή και πρέπει να σταματήσει άμεσα. Η Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση λοιπόν παραμένει σε ετοιμότητα να υποστηρίξει την Ουκρανία στην διαδικασία του πολιτικού διαλόγου. Η πρότασή μας ως Ευρώπη, δηλαδή η πολιτική εταιρική σχέση και η οικονομική ολοκλήρωση, παραμένουν σταθερά στο τραπέζι των διαπραγματεύσεων. Δέσμευσή μας είναι να φέρουμε τους λαούς και τους πολίτες μας πιο κοντά. Επίσης, συμφωνήθηκε να ανασταλούν οι εξαγωγές υλικού και μέσων που μπορούν να χρησιμοποιηθούν για την εσωτερική καταστολή. Βέβαια, τίποτα δεν είναι οριστικό. Οι συνεννοήσεις αυτή την ώρα, όπως επεσήμανα στην αρχή, συνεχίζονται. Η συμβολή και οι προσπάθειες της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης και όχι μόνον πρέπει να συνεχιστούν εξαντλητικά και να αποφευθεί πάση θυσία η κοινωνική και πολιτική καταστροφή της Ουκρανίας.
Jan Cordis from Agence Europe in Brussels. One of the main subjects you said of this meeting was the maritime security strategy. The first question, so it is for Mr. Popovsky. The European Commission and the EAS will present next month, I think, the communication. Could you say what are the main elements of this strategy? And could you also told us how was structured the discussion on this strategy yesterday? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The European Council, our leaders, when they met in December, they gave us this task to develop a maritime security strategy, and the member states are very much looking forward to that. Why? Because we all dependent on our oceans. We all dependent on the freedom of navigation and the secure sea lanes in places like the Indian Ocean or the Gulf of Guinea. But we need to look at the security of the maritime space in a coordinated fashion, see what kind of instruments we can use, how best we can coordinate ourselves, and last but not least, we want to build on our very tangible successes in the fight against piracy. The Operation Atalanta has been clearly recognized as a success, which is also proved by the numbers of piracy attacks, as the piracy attacks basically went down to almost zero. So there is a good basis to start from, but we are not there yet. Indeed, a proposal for a maritime security strategy will be put forward by the High Representative and the European Commission early next month, and then a final decision on the strategy will be taken by the Council by the time of June, and it will be also very much, I mean, the work will be piloted by the Greek presidency, and it has been recognized and one of the priorities of the Greek presidency. But yesterday, coming back to your second question, many ministers referred to the importance of the security, maritime security. They presented their own thoughts, namely Italy and Portugal. So we can expect a very lively discussion that would lead to the adoption of the strategy in June. Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Ils sont accompagnés de la bien sûr.